Hello friends, I'm sure you are doing good and preparations on track. So continuing the series of the lectures on algebra, in this video, we are going to discuss about progressions. You also call it as sequences and series. Okay. Now, of course, this topic was introduced to you right from the school, that is maybe 9 standard, 10 standard. Yeah, and then we took it further in 11 standard. So we will cover all these. Okay. So just stay focused, watch till the end. Let's see. First of all, I'll write something. Just check. So look at the some pattern. So what is sequence? First of all, sequence is nothing but a particular order, and here we are discussing about numbers, order of numbers. So and so on. Okay. And so on. I should write comma also in between. Okay. Then check this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just writing some numbers in some random sequence. Just check. Then all right. Okay. You know, all these are sequences because there is a comma present there, and in this one I have replaced the comma by plus sign. So this is called a series. Simple as that. Okay. Now sequence means there can be any numbers, there may be some logic, there might not be some logic, but if there is some logical pattern, some logical progress, then only we call it as progression. Yeah. So in the first one, you can see the progress as plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, isn't it? So that is a unique pattern in that particular sequence. So I can call it as progression. So that particular sequence qualifies for progressions. And this is arithmetic progression. Yeah, where difference between two consecutive terms is constant. And arithmetic progression in short form is called as what? Yes, AP, isn't it? Second one, you can see into 3, into 3, into 3. This kind of logical progress is there in that one. So it is called as geometric progression, short form GP. Okay. Third one, now here the pattern is like that. If you take reciprocal of all the terms present in this third sequence, I get AP, isn't it? 1 by 2 का reciprocal करो 2 आता है, 1 by 5 का reciprocal करो 5 आता है, 1 by 8 का करो 8 आता है, and so on. So the reciprocal of all these terms in the sequence form an AP. So such kind of progressions are called as harmonic progression. Short form, correct, HP. सुना है बहुत बार. Now next one, if you see, every term is like a product of two terms. I've not written the values, I've just shown you the structure so that you can identify the terms easily. Yeah, so the first terms are nothing but the terms of an AP. They form an AP 2, 5, 8, 11. Second part in every term is nothing but the terms present in GP. So every term is a product of a term of an AP and a corresponding term of a GP. Such kind of progressions are called as arithmetico-geometric progression. शॉर्ट फॉर्म क्या होगा? Yes, AGP. Here I can't find any progress, so this is just a sequence. Okay, and the last one is series. All right, this was the small intro. Now we will see each of these progressions in detail. Yes, friends, stay tuned. I hope you understood till now. Cool. So let's discuss now. Finite series, as the name suggests, finite series. I hope now you understand what is series, what is sequence, and what is progression. Sequence is like any random arrangement of any random numbers. But if you happen to see some particular progress, some logical understanding, so that with that logic you can do so many things, you can learn so many things, you can explore so many things about that particular sequence, then that is called as progression. Yeah. So all progressions are sequences, of course, but reverse is not true. This sums it all. Okay. So we just saw just a normal introduction of AP, GP, HP, AGP. And then we understood if you replace the comma by plus, then it is called as series. Okay. Yeah. So in series, we have two varieties, finite and infinite. Of course, you must have understood based on the number of countable terms. If you have countable terms, of course, it is finite series. And if you have uncountable terms, it is infinite series. Okay. Oh, all right. So let's explore the first progression, AP. Yes. So this is the main logic of AP. The difference between two consecutive terms is constant. It means every term will be added by the same fixed number again and again to get the next term. All right. So for example, this. So 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. So don't you feel to develop such progressions, I just need to know start किससे होगा first term and क्या add करूं. So first term that is called as T1 or it is also called as A. It is denoted by A, and that difference which is 4 over here is called as common difference, of course, because difference is same throughout, isn't it, friends? Common throughout, hence the name common difference. Notation D, which is 4 over here. Then next is nth term. That is, I want to generalize a logical formula for getting any particular term directly. So if you realize ये क्या था second term, to get second term in the first term I just need to add d only once, right? Yeah. To get this fourth term, if you see carefully, see a gap hai d plus d plus d, so just adding 3 times I got fourth term. So now if you generalize this shortcut, जो position है उससे एक कम, because it's about gap ना, दो उंगली में एक gap है, 3 fingers have 2 gaps. Whatever number of terms will be there, gaps will be one less. So here the gap is nothing but the common difference, isn't it? Yeah. So this becomes a formula for Tn. First term plus n minus 1 times d. So d will be added n minus 1 times. Hence, in short form, we write that as n minus 1 d, isn't it? I hope you're understanding. Thank you. Cool. Let's go ahead. Then, of course, we will be needing this also, that if we add all the terms of an AP, that is first term plus the second term, yeah, plus the third term. So generalize an AP, I just need two things, the start, that is A, and the common difference. So what should be this? So this is like Sn, sum of n terms. The formula goes like this, n by 2 into first term plus last term. And if you just put the value of the last term, which was A plus n minus 1 into D. So on simplification, you'll get this only, right? So these are the two versions based on the data given in the question. You should be able to figure out which one to use. Okay. Yeah. So Tn you understood, right? A plus n minus 1 times D. You need to know the first term, the number of terms, the common difference, then you can find Tn. Okay. All right. Comfortable till here? Great. If 3 numbers are in AP, how do you assume 3 numbers in AP? Yes, this is the way you assume. Instead of A, next term A plus D, uska next term A plus 2D, simply because if they are talking about addition of these three terms, here you're not getting any advantage as such. But here, if you add, you can see clearly that D will get cancelled. So you'll straight away get 3A is equal to something. So means A फटाक से मिल जाएगा. Correct? That is why we should assume like this. Same way, if four numbers are in AP, this is how we'll have to maintain. You have to first start with middle two terms, A minus D and uska mirror image A plus D. Then only D will get cancelled now. But to go from A minus D to A plus D, you'll need to add 2D. So you have to maintain the even gap. 2D, 2D, 2D का gap होगा, then only you'll be able to balance it out. ये pattern में नहीं होगा, यहाँ पे common difference D ही होता है. So for four terms or the even number of terms, this should be the logic. So four terms, if you understood, then you can develop 6 terms, 8 terms, 10 terms. 3 terms, if you have understood, then you can develop 5 terms, 7 terms. You should just know this basic start. So for odd number of terms, central term is A, then assume the terms symmetrically on both sides. Similarly for even number of terms, assume the middle two terms like this, then develop the terms symmetrically on both sides by taking the common differences 2D. Okay. Now, something about middle term. So middle term of an AP is the arithmetic mean of the AP. Yeah, for example, A minus D, A and A plus D. There are odd number of terms. There are 3 terms. So middle term should be the arithmetic mean. You can check. If we add all these, 3A divided by number of terms, yahi to hai arithmetic mean, isn't it, friends? So middle term of an AP will be arithmetic mean of the AP if the AP has odd number of terms. Otherwise, if there are even number of terms, then average of middle two terms will be the average of the entire AP or the arithmetic mean of the entire AP. Okay. Now, one more thing which you should know in AP, there's a one beautiful pattern. For example, if I write like this, 1 to 11, so 11 terms, 11 natural number. This is in AP. Yes, common difference is 1, right? Check the first term plus last term, second term plus second last term, third term plus third last term, and so on. Every such pair has same sum, isn't it? Yeah, correct. So if you take the two terms which are equidistant from both the ends, their sum will be same as nothing but the sum of the first term and the last term. So A plus last term, Tn, ये sum throughout AP में present होगा in pairs, where you have chosen the term symmetrically from both the ends. This divided by 2 will be nothing but the average. और यही average पूरे AP का होगा. This average into number of terms is sum of all the terms. ऐसे वो SN का formula derive हुआ था. समझा? Such a unique feature of AP. If you pick up the terms which are equidistant from both the ends, the sum will always be same for every such pair. Remember this for some tricky questions. So this is the bare minimum information which you should have about AP. I hope you understood. Okay. All right. So let's move ahead. Yeah. Is pair GP, geometric progression. Remember, the ratio between the two consecutive terms should be constant. That is, the multiplication factor should be constant. Check this, into 3, into 3, into 3, into 3, so on. So this is first term, that is A, isn't it? All right. First term A, then that particular ratio, 6 divided by 2. Ratio matlab kya? Next upon previous, okay? Next upon previous. So next upon previous is same as next upon previous, friends. This is same throughout, right? So common hai na pura ye ratio. The notation is R. The value over here is 3. In general, we call it as R. So this is that fixed number through which I was multiplying every number. So 2 into 3, like that, correct? Okay. Again, here are the same old things. I want to know the logic or the formula for Tn, Sn. Okay. Same thing. First term is A, second term is into R. Na? So R started coming into the picture from second term onwards. The second term में R raised to 1 है दिख रहा है. So third term में into R और एक बार होगा तो AR square. So this is third term. I am sure you must have got the logic. So for nth term, R will be multiplied n minus 1 times. If R is multiplied n minus 1 times, उसका short form क्या होता है? Index. Yes, R raised to n minus 1, isn't it? So this is what the formula for Tn of a GP looks like. Correct? And to develop a GP, you just need two things: start किससे करूं और किससे multiply करूं. That's it. Okay. Then we have Sn. Here you should remember directly. इसका derivation इतना मत सोचना. Cat is never going to ask about derivation. It's about application. So a into r raised to n minus 1 separately divided by r minus 1. All right. Of course, you can also write this in one more format, friends. क्या ऊपर नीचे minus common ले लो. 1 minus r raised to n divided by minus 1 common 1 minus r. So it's ultimately one and the same thing. Only thing is structurally दिखता अलग है बस. So preferably use this when r is less than 1 and use this when r is more than 1. And in both the cases, of course, r cannot be 1, right? Denominator is 0 हो जाएगा. ठीक है. Cool. Comfortable till here. All right. Okay. Now, similar thing. How do you assume three numbers in GP if they are talking about product of the numbers in GP? Yes, this is the way. Start with the middle term and go on both sides symmetrically. और यहाँ पे multiplication का theme है तो into r आगे गया और आगे मत जाना, ar square हो जाएगा. तो उसी का mirror image ले लो तो a के पीछे आया तो divide by r. So these are the three terms of a GP. Yeah. If you know these three terms, you can develop 5 terms, 7 terms, 9 terms. एक term दोनों साइड पे बढ़ाते जाओ बस. For 4 numbers, I am sure you remember, we'll start with middle two terms, but ऐसे assume करूँगा कि r cancel हो जाएगा. Yes. देखा a by r से ar पे जाना है तो into r square करना पड़ेगा ना. Then only you will get ar. So here you have to maintain the common ratio as r square. So this way I assume 4 numbers in GP if they are talking about product of the term. So फायदा क्या होगा, multiply करूँगा तो r पूरा cancel हो जाएगा. So it will be only in terms of a one variable. So you'll get the answer of a straight away. That's the smartness here. So if you have understood about 4 terms, you can develop 6, 8, 10 terms and so on. Now middle term of a GP. Here only let's see if I take 3 terms of a GP, a by r, a and ar. And if I find their geometric mean, remember geometric mean? Yes, we have done averages. Yes, product of all these and their cube root. So cube root of a cube. Yes, which was nothing but the middle term. So middle term of a GP is the geometric mean of the entire GP. Of course, if there are odd number of terms, you will be able to see that middle term or the GM. If there are even number of terms, so middle two terms का जो geometric mean होगा वही पूरे GP का होगा. Because यहाँ पे फंडा कैसा होगा, देखो for example 2, 6, 18, 54 यही देख लो, just in 4 terms. जैसे AP में first term plus last term was same as second term plus second last term and so on. Here also that beautiful pattern is there. First term into last term. 2 into 54 is exactly same as 6 into 18. If you multiply two terms in which you have taken the terms which are equidistant from both the ends, their product will always be same. Same as what? First term into last term. Okay. Getting it? Great. Yeah, 6 and 18 का आप geometric में निकालो, that is 6 into 18 का square root. और ये चारों का निकालो, चारों का मल्टीप्लाई करो, फोर्थ रूट निकालो, राइट? दैट इज द वे वी फाइंड ज्योमेट्रिक मीन. इट विल बी सेम ओनली. कूल. नाउ हार्मोनिक प्रोग्रेशन में इतना ज्यादा कुछ नहीं है. इट्स जस्ट दैट वी नो व्हाट इज हार्मोनिक प्रोग्रेशन. इन द बिगिनिंग वी had introduced. So when you take reciprocal of the terms in a sequence or a progression and it becomes an AP, then the original sequence is called as HP. So this is HP because the reciprocal of every term is an AP. And if you just want to find nth term of an HP, कैसे करोगे? For the corresponding AP, form the corresponding AP by taking reciprocals. उसका nth term निकालो and come back to nth term of HP. How? By taking reciprocal, isn't it? इसमें कोई SN वगैरह नहीं है और कुछ नहीं है. This much bare minimum we should know about HP, but that's it. All right. Thank you. And this is one special case of GP, which I'm calling it as infinite series. Series बोलते हैं मतलब you must have understood plus 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 कुछ होने वाला है. Infinitely diminishing. Infinite मतलब there will be infinite terms. Diminishing मतलब every next number will be less than the previous number. And it's a GP, means there's a multiplication happening. If you understand the logic, Your multiplying factor उस पे पूरा गेम है. So if every next term has to be less than the previous term, what should be the case? Yes, that R common ratio should be between -1 and 1. So that is nothing but a proper fraction. If you multiply any number by proper fraction, then only the new number is less than the previous number, isn't it? Yeah. First requirement is it should be a GP. Second requirement is there should be infinite terms. And third and the most important, R should be between -1 and 1. Then only the series will diminish. The terms will reduce continuously and it will approach zero. इसी का एक दूसरा glamorous version है mod of R is less than 1. I am sure now you understand modulus inequality. We have done it. Yeah, distance of R from origin should be less than 1. तो 1 और -1 के बीच में less than था. याद आया? Okay. Check this example. 1/2 से start किया into 1/3 तो 1/6 हो गया into 1/3 so 1/18. Terms are reducing continuously because R was 1/3. Yes. In such a case, if you want to add all the terms, this is the formula. कैसे आया? Some time back, I had shown you one more version of Sn of GP. Check this. You know, friends, if R is between -1 and 1, तो R is to n का वैल्यू जो R का पावर बढ़ाते जाओगे, so that value will approach zero. It will be very, very, very less that you can ignore it simply. So for example, 0.1 ले लो, this is between -1 and 1, right? इसका पावर बढ़ाते जाओ, बढ़ाते जाओ, बढ़ाते जाओ. The value will be almost zero. So this part will be almost zero that you can ignore it. It is very insignificant. 1 minus 0 is 1. So 1 into A is A. That is how we got this formula. So you just need to know first term जो ये है एंड आर जो 1/3 है. आई होप आपके मन में ये नहीं है 3 है, आर का वैल्यू 3 नहीं है. इंटू 3 करूंगा तो 3/2 आएगा, 1/6 थोड़ी आएगा. डिवाइड बाय 3 हो रहा है मतलब इंटू 1/3 हो रहा है. उसमें संभाल लेना बस. ओके, गॉट इट. ऑलराइट. Okay friends, next in the sequence is series. Let's understand. So this is a very very famous, easy and important series. Series क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? Because बीच में plus है, right? The formula for this is what? N into n plus 1/2. You can easily derive it through Sn of an EP also. The first term is 1, common difference is 1. So sum of the first n natural numbers is nothing but n into n plus 1/2. Yeah. Next, if you take first n odd numbers, just check the pattern. See, even if I don't know the formula, just check. First number is 1, first odd number. If I take first 2 odd numbers, add it, 4. First 3 odd numbers, super. First 4 odd numbers, and so on. This is enough. कुछ hint मिला? पहला odd number तो 1 square था. इसका sum is 4 which is 2 square. इसका sum is 9 which is 3 square. This sum is 16 which is 4 square. So किसका square हो रहा है? Whatever number of odd numbers are there, उसका square. Last वाले odd number का square नहीं. So you have to count the number of odd numbers. Whatever that count is, uska square. This 2n minus 1 is nothing but nth odd number. All right. So the answer is n square. So if you add all these odd numbers, it is n square. It should start from 1. That is where the word first is important. Okay. I hope you understood this. All right. So sum of first n even number. यहाँ पे क्या करोगे? Simple. Take 2 common. Every number has 2 in it, right? So in the bracket, you saw the first formula now. Apna first formula. 2 cancels. So at the end, I am getting it as n into n plus 1. No need to remember this. You can always derive the way I did it. Okay. Cool. Now what if you square all the natural numbers and add it? So some of the squares of the first n natural numbers. Just remember this formula. Yeah. So if it is like up to, let's say 20, so n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 whole divided by 6. So 20 into 21 into 41 divided by 6. Aisa. This is how you should apply. So 2 10s are 2 3s are 3 7s are. So 2870. What a formula, no? So helpful. Okay. And the last one is sum of the cubes of first n natural numbers. Yeah, sum of the cubes. सिंपल है, जो फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला था ना n into n plus 1 by 2 उसी का स्क्वायर. Yes, it is right. The square. You can check it. Sum of the first two cubes. 8 plus 1 9. इसमें n को 2 put करो. Divide by 2. 2 cancels. 3 का square तो 1 and 9. Yes, verified. So these basic formulae of series you should know. Okay. Now I would like to tell you one more typical series. Just check this. And so on. But let me just focus on these. If they ask you this sum, of course you cannot think of LCM. What lag jayegi. Check this out. How I develop this further. Now, denominator is a product of two terms. First observation. And if you seek the terms carefully, it is nothing but an AP. 1, 3, 5. ये सब terms involved है ना. It's an AP where common difference is 2. Second thing is what you should look for. The difference of the terms in the denominator. 1 and 3 का difference is 2. So 2 is there for all the terms because it is an AP, but 2 is not present in the numerator. So I'm multiplying and dividing by 2. बराबर है. Similarly in everyone, all the terms, and so on. Of course, the next step will be taking 2 common, 1 by 2 common, sorry. I'm writing that 2 as 3 minus 1 over 1. This is a special typical way. Okay. 11 minus 9 divided by 9 into 11. Now, what is the advantage of this writing this minus? Split. You समझता है b minus a divided by a into b. If you split this b over a into b, yeah, minus a over a into b. In short, I'm going backwards. जब ऐसा होता है LCM लेके हम ऐसे लिखते थे, अब मैं उल्टा आ गया और क्या? So b cancels, ultimately 1 by a minus 1 by b. Yes, so 3 upon 1 into 3, so 1 by 1 minus 1 upon 3. 1 by 3 minus 1 upon 5 and so on. This is the beauty, friends. Product form got converted to difference form. अब क्या मजा आ रहा है? सब टर्म्स कैंसिल होगा. देखो ना, सब में कॉमन लिंक था ना, सो कॉमन लिंक होना भी जरूरी है. So only 1 by 1 the first term and the last term will remain. Yes. So basically I can write this as 1 by 2 times 1 by 1 minus 1 over 11, which is 11 minus 1 10 over 1 into 11. 11 2 5 are 5 over 11. Samjha? So the final answer for such a big addition of all the fractions is ultimately 5 by 11. See how comfortably we did it. That's the beauty. Converting an uncomfortable situation into a comfortable situation, that is only the talent. तो कुछ भी रैंडम सीक्वेंस इन सीरीज देगा आपको, कुछ भी करके एडजस्टमेंट करके एपी जीपी एचपी में लाके करोगे तो ही सॉल्व कर पाओगे, राइट? बिकॉज वी ओनली हैव द रिसोर्सेज एंड द फॉर्मूला फॉर एसएनटी एंड ऑल द अदर इंफॉर्मेशन फॉर दीज पर्टिकुलर स्टैंडर्ड सीक्वेंसेस और प्रोग्रेशंस ओनली. ठीक है, सो दैट इज द थिंग. फर्स्ट लेवल विल भी आपको डायरेक्टली एपीजीपी एचपी एजीपी दिया होगा. सेकंड लेवल भी डायरेक्टली नहीं दिया होगा, थोड़ा सा एडजस्टमेंट करके ही आएगा एपीजीपी एचपी. ऑलराइट, सो जस्ट understand this much. I hope you understood actually. Yeah, thank you so much. Take care. See you in class.